Hello, Bears fans, and welcome to another edition of Roaring on the Road, where we follow your team's travels away from Chocolate Town. Well, anyone would be weary after about 1,200 miles on a bus in a trip spanning 6 days, but not your Hershey Bears. Without two of their regulars in the lineup on that trip last week, the team battled through adversity and came away with all 6 points on the trip to get right back into the thick of the playoff hunt. And now the team is going to be facing undoubtedly one of its biggest weekends of the regular season, going to the home cities of two of the teams in the Eastern Conference that are right up on top. But before we get to the weekend, let's rewind and see how the Bears picked up a perfect 6 for 6. In a game rescheduled from April 4th to April 2nd in Lewiston, Maine, the Bears took on the Portland Pirates. Former Pirates forward Chris Brown couldn't have been back in the lineup any closer to faceoff, as he was reassigned by Washington earlier in the day and arrived at the Coliseum at 3:45 for the 7 o'clock game. He provided a nice injection of speed into the lineup despite not hitting the score sheet right away. Former Bears forward John Mitchell was out as an injury scratch and was expected to miss the rest of the regular season. Brown's old teammates Tobias Reeder and Andy Mealy scored their 27th goals of the season in the first period, sandwiched around Jeff Tafe's team-leading 19th. That goal was set up by rookie Caleb Herbert for his first pro point. Herbert wasn't finished as he buried his first AHL goal 21 seconds into the second period to tie the game. Chris Newberry's first goal at the Bears gave Hershey the lead shortly afterward, a lead the visitors would not relinquish thanks to a solid night from David Leggio in goal, another former Pirate. Herbert was named the game's first star for his effort. Herbert did it again in Worcester 3 nights later after the Bears again allowed the game's first goal early in the second. Herbert would beat Troy Grosnick to the left goalpost and chip home the equalizer. Shea Genoway would then give the Bears a 2-1 lead with his fourth of the year, and the Bears would ride the solid net minding of Philip Grubauer all the way to the final 40 seconds of play. With a sixth attacker replacing Grosnick, Worcester's Dan Da Silva tied the game with 34.3 seconds left. The dramatic game went to overtime, and on the second beautiful pass of the game from captain Dane Byers, Casey Wellman provided the heroics with a breakaway goal to give the Bears the 2 points. On Sunday in Bridgeport, a rookie-laden Sound Tigers roster would fall behind 3-0 on 2 Newberry goals and another from Wellman, all in the second period. But the Sound Tigers got goals from Alan Quine and 2 from Andre Padan to cap off a 6-goal middle frame and send the game into the third, tied at 3. Brant Harris put Bridgeport ahead early, but Byers and Michael Latta scored in the third to put the Bears ahead 5-4, a lead they carried to the final horn. The Bears packed all 6 points on the bus with them back to Hershey, but now by far face their toughest challenge of the season while the team is back in playoff position with just 6 games left to play. The Binghamton Senators have held the East Division lead for most of the season, trading ownership at times with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Binghamton boasts the league's top offense, having scored 257 goals in 70 games for an average of 3.67 per contest. The Sens also lead the league by a long shot with 16 shorthanded goals, 8 of them at home, forcing their opponents to execute a careful power play. That alone will pose a challenge for the Bears, who are seeking their first man advantage goal of this road trip. Heading into the week, the Sens have 5 players on their roster with 40 points or more and 2 with over 50. Additionally, 3 of the players are 20 goal scorers in Cole Schneider, Shane Prince, and Matt Pumple, who, as a rookie, is tied for second in the league with 15 power play goals. The Bears are 4-3-0-1 against the Sens in the season series, but have dropped their last 2 games, which were both at the Veterans Memorial Arena. The series wraps up on Sunday at Giants Center on Fan Appreciation Night, and this will be a fun set of games to watch as the Bears' 5-game win streak has pulled the Chocolate and White to within just 6 points of the division-leading Senators. On Saturday, old friends Andrew Jodry, Patrick McNeil, and the Northeast Division champion Springfield Falcons will host Hershey. The Falcons are flying high after clinching the division for the 2nd straight year and are in no way sitting back to coast into the playoffs. The club is just 4 points away from the top spot in the conference, with 1 game in hand on the leading Manchester Monarchs. Springfield is an incredible 27-7-1-2 at Mass Mutual Center, but are just 3-4-0-1 in their last 8 on home ice. The Falcons are another impressive offensive team, ranked 4th in the league at 3.28 goals per game. However, what makes them even more deadly than Binghamton is the fact that they are ranked 25th in shots per game with just 28.04 on average. The Bears took care of Springfield back on January 11th, a 5-3 final that featured one of the Bears' penalty shot goals from Nick Deschamps. Both teams made roster moves since that day, and Springfield's are very noticeable. Former Providence forward Carter Camper slots in as the Falcons' new leading scorer with 46 points on the season. Speedy winger Dana Tyrell and power play point man Matt Taramina came over from the Syracuse Crunch earlier in the calendar year and combined for 19 points in their 14 games with the Falcons. And former Reading Royals defenseman Denny Urban has piled up 11 points in 13 games. Face-off on Friday night against the Binghamton Senators is at 7:05 p.m. And on Saturday, the Bears take on Springfield at 7 o'clock. On Sunday, the Senators are here at the Den for the second to last home game of the regular season. Limited tickets are still available for that game, which is Fan Appreciation Night and Hershey Park Pass Night. M&C Foreign Car Parts pregame show, as always, airs 40 minutes prior to puck drop. And this is going to be a big weekend, so get set for it. If the Bears can come out on top, it's into the postseason just about for sure. But let's get behind the boys, and thanks for watching Roaring on the Road, too. I'm Scott Stuccio.